Big game for Liverpool. I thought it was an extremely frustrating watch, to be honest, but I am extremely happy with the fact that we won the game. We got the 3 points that we deserved. I thought we were the more dominating side, not utterly controlling, but dominating in a way. For me, I come from an extremely old school thought of watching football in a way. Of course, you have an inclination towards the manager who's actually won you the Premier League title a season before, a major league trophy, and it's just something which, by the way, I look fat in this, but I'm not really fat. I think it's just a camera. Um, it's just something which I couldn't really get out of my head that, Onslaught got us such a big trophy in the first season, and how can he just mess this up? You need a micro analysis for each and everything, and to be honest, we've been watching football since the longest. We know how bad sports washing can be. Uh, yeah, I mean, sports washing is one topic, and then internal scapegoating is another. To be honest, I thought Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes had a huge role to play for what went down the season. Hence the tag of a head coach and not a manager. But yeah, I mean, Onslaught, I would really want him to be at the club. You need to understand the sentiment that I'm coming from. This is not me being emotional. But this is me being realistic, right? Losing a manager midway, mid-season, getting an interim manager would not be the right solution. Of course, if he would have lost today's game, this would have been an alarming situation. Of course, I would have wanted him to get sacked because you can't really take these many losses on the go. But in terms of winning this fixture in not the most perfect way, but at the same time, enabling yourself to get into a positive direction, to find that right pace, the rhythm, especially with players like FLORIAN. I thought he had an exceptional game, to be honest. I thought starting WIRTZ ahead of Mohamed Salah was the best decision he could make. In fact, the space, the amount of flexibility which WIRTZ offers you, on the left, on the right, regardless, not as a 10. And in fact, he's been playing some really good football on the flanks for Liverpool. I don't think Mohamed Salah offers you the same anymore, right? Harsh truth, harsh reality. Liverpool fans need to wake up. We need to stop depending on Mohamed Salah. He's had his own legacy in a way, and we should respect that. I think, yeah, today's game, Isak was one of the poorest players, but he got us the goal. And this was his first Premier League goal for Liverpool, which means a lot. Gakpo and Isak both were one of the worst players on the pitch, to be honest. Kept losing the ball, couldn't match up to the physical intensity. In fact, Isak's outing reminded me of what happened to Richarlison in yesterday's game. He couldn't really find the balls. He couldn't really connect with the balls at all when it came to aerial ability, aerial crosses, open play. I thought Isak struggled a lot in getting into really vital positions. Joe Gomez, man, refreshing to see Gomez start as a right back. I thought he was really dominating aerially, was winning the second balls, was even overlapping and provided us a couple of good crosses into the box, couple of low-booted crosses as well, which, again, he couldn't find Isak. FLORIAN with a couple of good key passes into the box, a couple of really creative final third entries, which he showed against Real Madrid too, somewhat like that, but in volume. FLORIAN was sparkling in volume. He showed us that he is the man that we should be relying on right now. Liverpool need to be ensuring that they make the most space, right? Our squad needs to make most of the space for FLORIAN to be roaming around, because this guy is going to get the job done. If not Szoboszlai, I don't think Szoboszlai had the best game. I don't think McAllister had the best game. But yeah, in the build-up phase, I thought McAllister was really good. Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Witz were connecting in a triangle. They were really getting out of that press. West Ham, not the best litmus test for us to judge what our manager is going to do. But this was a much-needed win. I don't think West Ham on the ball offer you that much quality. I thought they were losing the balls quite a bit. But Matheus Fernandes is one guy that I'm really impressed with. The way he was driving into the final third, there was this one sequence in the second half when we were just a goal up. They had already conceded the double yellow for Paqueta. He drove with the ball into the box almost, and then we had a last man defender who had to clear it. and Van Dijk was shouting out loud on everyone. And then in that moment, I realized that throughout the game, we had these 3-4 sequences where Liverpool did open up, our midfield did open up. Um, yeah, and a few meager chances with people like Jared Bowen or Lucas Paqueta or Matthias Fernandes. These three players could have blemished us in those few moments, right? In football, all it takes to win a fixture is a few moments. Even though West Ham did not really have that great an XG, but I thought barring the Gakpo squaring the ball and then, Isak finishing it, and the second goal which Gakpo scored, I think barring that, we didn't really connect with the striker. We didn't really have a forwards taking a lot. I thought our defensive line was doing some really phenomenal job on the ball. Van Dijk, even Konate with a couple of good line-breaking passes. Van Dijk with a couple of good diagonals. They were supplying the ball ahead. The midfield was a letdown. Even when Ekitike came on for Isak, I thought he was just not up to the pace. And of course, he's nursing an injury. He wasn't fully fit. And the most alarming thing about our club is that right now these rumors about FLORIAN, WIRTZ and Isak being injured, it's just driving me insane, to be honest. I mean, some of these rumors that Isak is not going to be featuring in the squad and WIRTZ is going to be out till March, it's just mind-boggling the way people have been manipulating the situation. The fans were quite discomforted knowing that the manager is about to go. The half the squad is not present. We've had so many injuries, to be honest, multiple injuries to the same individuals. We as a club are going through one of the most critical moments of our time, right? I'm sure that every Liverpool fan out there took a sigh of relief after today's win, a much-needed win. I was extremely happy to see Arne Slot with that smile on his face, Standout players for me, of course, we have to appreciate what Isak and Gakpo did. Without their efforts, we would have never gotten those G's and A's. So shout out to Isak for getting his opening goal for Liverpool. Gakpo with the assist and the goal. Big up to WIRTZ. I thought WIRTZ was phenomenal. Barring that, I thought Konate's standout performance. I think he took a jibe at Real Madrid for making it public that they don't want him. Van Dijk did not really face a lot, but he did help us in situations where Jared Bowen got the better of Kirkes maybe once or twice, and he cleared the balls out. Kirkes, did not really talk about him. I thought he had a decent game, I would say. Decent game, decent influence. At times, like for 30, 40 minutes, Liverpool were passive. And I felt this is the right thing to do, but it did not seem right, to be honest, because I thought we've had quite a few goals that we've conceded out of nowhere. And that is something which was worrying me, that in the second half, West Ham were getting onto the ball for 10, 12 minutes, so just knocking the ball around, trying to slow our tempo down. And I felt, a goal is written in the stars for the Hammers. Away from home, we were defending, we had a low block, mid to low block, and in moments like such, you expect certain players to step up, and then we couldn't even press properly. Imagine West Ham. I don't think they are the right test for Onslaught right now. It's a good stepping stone to focus on, to progress on. We are facing Sunderland midweek. We face Leeds thereafter and then Inter Milan. So imagine we are going to be facing 3 oppositions within a time span of 9 days, 8 days. So I'm expecting the manager to actually not be stubborn anymore and start Rio and Gumoha, Chiesa. And I'm glad that Salah was benched today. High time that we start calling out on our legends who have not been performing for the club. Other players definitely deserve an opportunity ahead of them, and I'm glad WIRTZ started. But even people like Trent Kone-Doherty, right, big up to him, and Amara Nalo, I'm expecting Stefan Bajcetic to be starting for Liverpool as well. But I'm extremely happy with the 3 points, and let me know what you think in the comment section below.